Hi, everybody. It's Craig and Arun back with your college basketball. We've got 4 games for you today, including the 2 big ranked matchups. Going to have that as our 4-pack of games. Don't forget, if you want to get in on our top plays, use that 15% off promo code. This week's code to get all the daily and weekly passes, 15% off, smash 15. So use that at checkout to save. IC's got a 7-unit. He's been hot in college basketball. He's got a 7-unit in college hoops tonight, he thinks. I'm going to have a 7-unit in the NBA. So you can pick them both up and use that. And if you want the individual day pass, or if you want to do the $99 week pass, this will work on both of them. Don't forget about our premium products here at YouTube. We have 3 different levels. This is a great add-on, so you get a lot of extra plays. IC's giving you 4 or 5 extra games every day. If you go to level 3, you get that. Plus, you get 3 premium plays from myself and some of the other Doc Sports experts. So these are just per month prices. So it's a heck of a deal to get in and test us out. All right, college hoops, the good one, the big one, I guess. Both of these Madison Square games. This is the old coaches for cancer. I think this took their place. Michigan State is an underdog here versus Kentucky. Kentucky's looked pretty good, -5 total, 159. Although they did lose to their rival Louisville, which Louisville looks really good. What do you like here?
Yeah, I mean, look, you have a Michigan State team that's 3-0 out of the gates, right? And Kentucky is 3-1. These 2 teams haven't met since 2022, so bear that in mind. I will tell you that Michigan State won the last time that these 2 teams met. So I was impressed with what Michigan State has done so far, especially that win against Arkansas by 3. But then again, I don't know, right? I mean, Arkansas got 23 free throws. Michigan State got 26 free throws. Michigan State also went 1 for 14 from three-point land in that game. That was a contest. It was an ugly win, but they did get it done. They beat Colgate and San Jose State by 19, of course, which is not bad. As far as their senior leadership is concerned, they have a pretty young team that leads this squad. Kentucky rolls in. They lost to Louisville. They were ticked off. They beat Eastern Illinois, Valpo, and Nicholls State pretty easily. And as far as their team, it's a relatively senior-laden team when you kind of look at it. The first thing that I thought of when I saw this line was, I said, if I see anything with Kentucky -4 or over, I'm going to take Kentucky. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I think that Kentucky losing to Louisville hurts this team because technically, Craig, they don't have a quality win right now. Right? They beat Eastern Illinois, Valpo, and Nicholls State. All these teams are outside the top 240. Michigan State can hang their hat on Arkansas because it's really every time you beat a team, you scalp the team, right? You have that team scalped, which means that you are now rooting for that team every time they go beat somebody because whenever they beat somebody, it's good for you, right? Well, obviously you have a Michigan State team that beat Arkansas. Now that Arkansas, for example, Arkansas beats Stanford, and if Arkansas beats Duke, it looks great for Michigan State and so on. Well, guess what? As far as Kentucky's concerned, who they've beaten really doesn't matter, right? Because now they've beaten. You think beating Nicholls State, Valpo, and Eastern Illinois is going to help your cause? You think they're going to beat a whole bunch of teams? No. Give me Kentucky -5 here to get it done. All right, Craig, I'm going to talk to you about Boise State and Wichita State here. Wichita State is a 9.5-point dog to Boise State. Wichita State is perfect 3-0 out of the game. And keep in mind that Wichita State, of course, hasn't really played anybody yet, but Boise State comes into this game 3-1. And the first thing I want to talk to you about Boise State is the fact that they lost to, which is a shocking loss, they lost to Hawaii Pacific, which is not a Division I school. Okay, I have no idea how they lost that game. Okay, I mean, it is one of the most remarkable losses that I don't think anybody's really talking about. And then they go off to beat Utah Valley, who's a top 125 school, and they beat Montana State and Utah Rio Grande. Wichita State, of course, is led by Paul Mills, who's in his 3rd year. He came over from Oral Roberts, where he had 30 wins, and then he had Wichita State had 15 wins and 19 wins, and now he's off to a 3-0 start. What do you like here?
Well, really, these teams haven't played anybody. The best win out of these 2 would be that Loyola Chicago win that Wichita had. It was the last time out, the time before, and they killed them. And I think that Loyola Chicago team, Sister Jean, and of course she passed away. And what this team is. They're kind of like one of those underrated teams that you just don't usually beat like that. So I think Wichita's better than what people credit. I can't believe this is 9.5 points. I thought when I set all my lines and then I try to pick, where the games where I'd play it no matter what. I thought this should be a 6.5 point. I was taking Wichita State at that point, so nothing's going to talk me off of them. Give me when I'm getting 9.5. Give me Wichita State plus 9.5. I think this is a single-digit game, and I actually think it's going to be like a 2 or 3 point game. Give me Wichita plus the points.
How's it? Sign up for our free $60 with the premium selections, which is docsports.com/ICCT. You get free $60 with the premium selection so you can try us out. It's the best way to kind of thank us for all the hard work that we do, along with liking and subscribing and joining on YouTube Premium.
Next game, the other game in Madison Square Gardens at 9 o'clock, the big daddy, as they say, Kansas. It's a pretty good team. I don't know. I'm surprised they're not a little closer favorite versus Duke here. Duke's 11-point favorite. Of course, Carlos Boozer's twins are there, and the one is absolutely tearing it up. Probably going to be a top 3 pick in the draft. He continues where he's doing. Total 151. What do you like here?
It's crazy. We've been around a long time, Craig. If we've seen Carlos Boozer's kid now playing for, I don't know, man. Now we're handicapping, Boozer's kid. What's wild is Kansas is ranked, 24th in the nation, and it's a lot of disrespect for the 24th ranked team in the country to be an 11.5-point dog coming in. Kansas beat this team by 3 points last year, though, so Duke remembers that loss. I think that's part of the reason why this line is so big. Bear in mind that Kansas comes into this game, lost to North Carolina by 13 on the road, so Duke knows that too, and they certainly don't want to lose to a team that North Carolina beat because it's going to make them look bad. Kansas, of course, comes off a nice win against Princeton, but again, they lost by 13 on the road. John Shire's team, by the way, John Shire is now, can you believe it? He's actually been coaching of Duke for his 4th year now. I mean, they had 35 wins last year. Went from 27 win, 35 win, and now they're 4-0 out of the gate. I just want to tell you that they are just absolutely crushing teams. They beat Army 114-59. They beat
Army too.
God, man, they beat Indiana State 100-62. I'll tell you something else about Shire. Every time he gets to go in his first road game, he gets them going. 69-59 against Arizona last year. He has a tendency to get them up for road games, their first road game especially. But as far as this game is concerned, look, Duke beat Texas by 15, okay? I love the fact that Duke lost to them last year. I think they're going to be really upset coming in. I'm going to lay the points with Duke here, man. I'm not one to normally lay the points here, but I think that Duke, remember, Shire has not, I don't think he's ever beaten Duke, ever. So he's never beaten Duke, okay? And he's been coaching Kansas, I'm sorry. He's never beaten Kansas, right? Shire came over and took this team in 2023. So he gets another crack at him. There's no guarantee that he's going to get a crack at him next year. And I think he's going to have him up and ready here. And let's go ahead and let's back Duke to get it done. All right, Craig, one of the last games on the board is Stanford versus Louisiana Lafayette. Stanford comes in as a 20.5-point favorite, and Louisiana Lafayette is a 20.5-point dog. These two teams have never met, of course. I don't know why they would ever meet, but they've never met. I will tell you this about Stanford. They're coached by, Kyle Smith, who came over from Washington State, and he's done a good job, right? He had 21 wins last year. He's in his 2nd year. Nice wins against Portland State, Montana, and Montana State. There's no one else in Montana for this team to play, so I guess they moved on to another state now. They beat everybody in Montana. Louisiana Lafayette comes in here coached by Quantas White. What I can tell you about them is that, they played another top 100 team and lost by 26. What do you think happens here in this contest?
Well, Lafayette hasn't been great. And Stanford, even though they're winning, they haven't been killing teams. So it's kind of like, where do you kind of lean towards? This isn't going to be like a top play, but I think you got to lean towards Lafayette here. At McNeese State last time out, they lost by 26. People don't realize how good Will Wade had that team run it. Now, granted, they lost some. Some of them went with Wade to NC State. But I think this is just a little too many points. I think you take Lafayette here. Stanford's a team that it's not the most talented teams. Like when I say talented, I mean like just full of Jimmys and Joes, 40-inch vertical leaps. It's just like, wear you out like that, like many of the ACC teams that they're in the conference with. Give me Lafayette here plus the 20.5. I think it's like a 17, 18-point, 16-point win. We have to sweat at the end, but I think we get the cover. So that's our 4 picks for today. Don't forget, if you want in on our top plays, I've got a top play 7 unit in the NBA. Top play for an IC is going to be in college hoops. You use that 15% off promo code. It will work on both. Smash 15, single play, single days, just $30. Buy the entire week for $99, and you'll get a week's full of plays for that sport. So make sure you use this code. And then don't forget, check out the premium levels right here. Doc Sports at our channel here. All you do is click the link to get in. Level 3, that's $49.99 a month. Will get you all 3 levels, get you tons of extra parlays, sides, totals, props, all kinds of extra plays that don't make our full card. All right, guys, have a great day. See you again tomorrow.